Hi folks, here I am again. Today I'm in the beautiful English countryside and I'm going to talk about living in this beautiful country. Being Irish, I'm learning to be as British as I can. One of the things I'm trying to learn is the wonderful British art of not betraying emotion, not letting people know what you're feeling, especially when you're a bit upset. Keeping in, I call it the art of seething, the wonderful art of passive-aggressive seething, which the British are so good at. So the essence of this quintessentially great British art form is A, to not betray an emotion, and B, to not let people know what they've done that you're annoyed about, and if that's the key to the whole thing, really. So here's how it works. If somebody does something really annoying to you, like they bump into you at the bar, or they park a car outside your house, or even worse, they grow their Leylandii hedge way up above where they should grow it. So it's very important that you're very annoyed, but you don't let them know how annoyed you are. You just hold it in, you let it seethe, you seethe quietly, and you hold it in, you let it build up, and build up and build up. More and more annoying things happen, and then until you've got quite a sort of incandescent rage sort of boiling there under the surface. And then what usually happens is you're just sort of simmering near boiling point, and then something else happens, like maybe a seemingly trivial to other people thing happens, like you're on the underground, you talk to somebody on the underground, mustn't do that. Or maybe worse of all, you read somebody's newspaper over their shoulder on the train, and that is just not on. And then suddenly it can explode into incandescent rage, and you think, what did I do? But actually that's just all part of the art of passive-aggressive seething, which I'm working on, trying to master. So the thing that seems strange to an outsider is that it's so hard to guess what you've done that's so annoying, and you've got to be kind of psychic to know what a person's annoyed about. And in fact, when you don't get it and you don't know what it is, that makes them even more annoyed, because you obviously should know what it is. You should be able to tell. So and now I'm even more angry than before, but I won't express it. That's very important. There are, however, some other stages of, you can give clues to people. There are certain signals you can give which probably English people know how to interpret, and there are different levels of signal in this passive-aggressive build-up hierarchy, and one of the really good ones, the first one to do is to glare. You just glare at somebody as if to say, can't you tell from my glare, that you've done something really bad and what it is? So glaring is good. Glaring is a really good passive-aggressive tool, because it will never help the person, and you don't actually express anything. So it's very, very passive and it's very aggressive. Perhaps the next stage of escalation of your expression is huffing. Huffing is great. You go huffing, shrugging is good as well. How can they do this to us? Huffing is good, and tutting. Tutting is perhaps the next level. Huffing and tutting, they go really well together, and they're good for just upping the ante a bit, to see if that works in getting the person to know what they've done and stop doing it. Huffing and tutting, those are very good. And then if those don't work, you're allowed to go into a little bit more expression. You can actually use words now, and very good words to use are the word sorry. you know. So the word sorry is a brilliant English device, a very multi-purpose tool, you know. On the one hand, on the face of it, can mean, like you say, oh, I'm sorry, you know, it's like, I sympathise with you. I really appreciate I've done something wrong, and I apologise. But mostly it's like sorry. It's much more like how dare you? How dare you do that? How dare you not know what you've done wrong? And how dare you even exist? Which is quite the opposite of what I think it was originally meant to mean. And next level you can go to in this very interesting game of passive-aggressive subtext, hidden agenda game. That people here in Britain are so wonderfully excellent at is you can use slightly more words. Instead of sorry, you can go excuse me. Excuse me is another wonderful multi-purpose phrase. It can mean excuse me, meaning sorry, I didn't hear what you said, or it can mean, oh, excuse me, like I'm really sorry, I've done something I shouldn't have done, I apologise, what can I do to make things right? Or it can be, in the art of passive-aggressive seething, can be, excuse me, meaning it's not me that's done something wrong, it's you that's done something wrong, and you don't even know what it is, and I'm getting more and more angry, and now I can't make it any clearer than that, can I? And so yeah, excuse me, another brilliant tool. And excuse me, that can actually be a warning that I'm very nearly tipping over the edge now, and I could actually do you serious harm. So watch out for that one. So that's the joy of seething, and it's fantastic. And the British are so good at it. I'm working on it, but I'm not very good really. I seethe for a while, and then I go, why don't I just tell the person? Why don't I just articulate, or why don't I just let go of it or forget about it? So I'm not really good seething material, but I do admire the people who can do it. And in fact, it occurs to me that if passive-aggressive seething was an Olympic sport, Britain would just win gold in every distance, every time frame that there is. And it wouldn't be like one of those new sports where for a while the British are good at it, like curling or trampolining or tiddlywinks, and then after a while other nations learned how to do it better, or other, obscure games that the British actually invent, like cricket, rugby, football, where for some years, the British are great, and then everybody gets better and better and just trounces them. It wouldn't be like that at all. The British would be seething champions forever. No one would ever get anywhere near, and that'd be brilliant. We'd just reliable goals, So let's go for it. So thanks for joining me today, Jerry Thompson. Have a look at my website, positivecomedy.com. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.